They state that the Antioch shooting is a big one. How it was kind of, it was covered for a week, didn't really blow up in the national media.
Stop hate.
And
quit saying one live matter over the other one.
Right, this was
You want to spread hate,
so this is
that's
where
all it does.
ties together for them in terms of, here.
And both those people need to be executed, shot those churches.
The Sudanese migrant who did the shooting in a predominantly white church, they found a note in his car that said this was a retaliatory attack for what Dylan Roof did in the Carolinas. Did you guys know that? Yeah. And like I said, it's an AP report. You can go online and find it. Do you guys believe that there's any truth to that? That maybe the media has a bias in terms of who has the right to be a victim in society based upon whether you're black or white?
I mean, you're going to get it on both sides. I mean, some are going to be biased towards the other. I mean, it depends on what news you watch. I try to watch conservative and liberal news to kind of get a mixture of both. Yeah. Because you do see bias, with certain things. I mean, I can understand that.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people. I found personally, like for example, I watched Fox 17 Nashville all this week leading up to this, and I know that Thursday morning from 6 to 8 a.m. they went from calling the people who are coming out here to protest those things, alt-righters to national socialists to white supremacists, all over 2 hours. And so I've noticed a lot of people who are out here maybe might not understand exactly what their purpose is, what their mission statement is. So I appreciate you guys talking to me. Yeah, I hope you guys stay warm, stay safe. Yeah, thank you.
In all fairness, though, they call themselves National Socialists and alt-righters and white nationalists.
Yeah, right. But I guess my point was the media went from alt-right to white nationalists to white supremacists.
Some of them are. But not even some of them, most of them are.
Well, I mean, I guess my point is the purpose of them being out here is White Lives Matter. And so rather than calling it a White Lives Matter rally, they call them alt-righters to white nationalists to white supremacists. You know what I mean? So it seems like they're only being half true about the intent of why they're out here.
Yeah, but it's funny because we know who these people are, and
I don't think a lot of people do.
A lot of people do.
Some of the people I've talked to running up this week.
Well, yeah, but even when you do find out, there is nothing that really changes.
We'll see.
I mean, when you talk about the National Socialist movement being a part of this particular so-called White Lives Matter rally, it's pretty much right there in the name. and it's something that this society has rejected. Never mind the media.
Right.
The media is going to do what the media does. But society is still calling them out for who they are and letting them know that they're not going to tolerate them.
Right.
And with just cause.
Right. I those are all fair points, but I guess from what I've seen, there's a narrative that's trying to be pushed from the media, and it's a little bit unfair because anytime I've seen coverage of a Black Lives Matter rally, they never once call them black supremacists.
They're not.
Well, I've seen context and footage of white people marching with Black Lives Matter who get the hell beat out of them.
But that doesn't make them Black Lives Matter.
By the Black Lives Matter
supremacists.
people, you know what I mean? So I just see it for what it is, and I think that there's a double standard, and I think it all comes back to who's allowed to be a victim in our society, right? Because if from what I've seen, if you're black, you're allowed to claim that victimhood, but if you're white, you're not allowed to assemble, for a white cause or White Lives Matter.
But let me ask.
Just from what I've seen, like I said,
understood.
I'm not advocating either way.
But let me ask you this: if somebody from a Black Lives Matter event drove his car into a crowd of people that he was politically opposed to, what do you think that conservative media would say about that person?
Right. It would be very ugly, yeah.
And I say that because you deal with what happened, and this is the second time. Charlottesville, when that happened in Charlottesville, that was the second time in my history that I have seen that happen.
Sure.
And people are still making excuses for him.
For what, Charlottesville?
For saying that he was having problems at home and stuff like that.
Yeah. From the footage I saw, I know that
they even attack. I mean, some of the folks that I'm sorry to interrupt, but even some of the folks that are participating in today's rally were attacking the woman he killed, allegedly.
We're attacking who?
We're attacking the woman that he allegedly killed, Heather Hyde.
He ran over.
Yeah.
I don't think. Well, see, from what I've seen, the footage I've seen, the challenger, right? That incident happened 4 hours after the rally.
Right.
And so the video I've seen, from my own opinion is it looks like someone hits the back of his car with a stick and then he floors it. And, you know, just trying to put myself in someone's shoes, not advocating what he did was right or wrong. But, you know, tensions are so freaking high in this country. You know, I'm right with you, man. It's like everything's about to blow. Putting myself in his position where there's a mob of people and people start banging the hell out of your car, it makes sense to me that he might floor it because he thinks he's in danger. But maybe that's because, you know, no one really wants to believe that someone just wants to mow down a crowd maliciously.
But like I said,
Both narratives on both sides. All lives matter. White,
Right.
black.
Well, we're just trying to understand, you know, the story and understand the facts.
we'll talk about that story with when James Field ran over Heather Heyer in Charlottesville.
You know, she died of a heart attack. You know,
Now, see, be careful with that. That's the narrative coming from the WP side. That's the narrative coming from the right. The
You think
autopsy.
that's factually wrong?
Yes, I do, because the autopsy did point out that she was hit. It was
She had a hemorrhage or,
she was hit by the
contusion on her
car.
head?
She was hit by the car.
Right.
He is going to jail for that if he is found guilty. And
Yeah, I see.
and they must have just gotten here. Uh-oh.
I see. Yeah, well, thanks for talking to me, man.
No problem. No problem at all, man.
Yeah.